let's talk about bringing Keynote animations with sound effects into CueCam Presenter. Sometimes a sound effect makes all the difference to an animation. You might only have a couple of frames visually, but a sound effect can really sell that. Here's how you can add sound effects in Keynote before importing it into CueCam. Today I'm going to use Keynote, Soundly for the sound effects, and then CueCam Presenter. Let's start by putting together a slide in Keynote. It's going to be a text field with a heart. We're going to find a light bulb from the shape library, get that to the size that I want, and then just change the color of that over here to a gradient. And now I'm going to select both of those elements and click the Animate tab up here, and then we're going to add in a build effect. So there are quite a lot of choices of animations in Keynote, but I find most of them quite difficult to use in any serious thing. But Pop is a great workhorse, especially if you're adding a sound effect. So I'm going to click on that, and now we can see that that's adding those things one after the other. But what I want to do is make that all happen at the same time, so I'm going to use this Build Order button down the bottom. And that's going to give this little panel here, which lets us just group those animations together. And the grouping doesn't necessarily do anything useful here, but if you have more stuff going on the slide, then you can use that. But the important thing is that now this second animation, instead of after build one, we want to change that to with build one. And now all those animations are going to play together. Next, I'm going to find a sound effect using Soundly. But, what's Soundly? Soundly is a really handy app for getting sound effects quickly. They have a decent free library, or you can pay a subscription to unlock the kitchen sink. I'm not sponsored or anything, I just like it, I just use it. So I'm going to search for a bell sound effect, see what I can find. And you can see how easy it is to audition stuff here. And you can just sort of select different ranges of longer sequences of sound effects. So the cool thing here is we can actually select a range of a sound effect and just drag that directly into Keynote. So I find this a really good workflow. So you see, I'm gonna start dragging. The Soundly window will disappear, and then the Keynote window will be there. And so now once that's in, that's just another element on the canvas. But you see currently, by default, it's set to start on click. So we need to just change that to play at the same time as the other elements. So instead of after build one, we change that to with build one. And now we can click this play button to have a look at that. So that's our finished animation. And we're just going to export that to a movie. So find that in the File menu, click Export to Movie. And then we're going to set these fields to be 0 because we don't want loads of space in the animation. And it's quite cool that when you do that, it still doesn't cut off the sound or anything. It keeps it all together. So once you've got that saved, you can bring that into CueCam through the toolbar, or you can just drag it in. But here I'm just going to click Video. I'm going to browse for that file and then just import that. And now we can have a play of that, and we see we've got that. Now this is the editor, but when we're presenting, we're going to be doing that over the CueCam Virtual Mic. So if you're not recording or streaming directly from CueCam, make sure that you're using the CueCam Audio Virtual Mic in your meeting software. So down here, when that played, we see that we've got this little video audio meter there. And that automatically goes to your headphones. When you're using CueCam to play videos with sound, you should use headphones instead of relying on noise cancellation. And I should mention that in Zoom, you need to put original sound for musicians on, or the voice isolation will just basically swallow all the stuff you've done. I use this really small, cheap Bluetooth earpiece so I can hear people on calls and hear my videos without it being too visually obvious, so I don't think you're noticing. So that's how you make a quick animation in Keynote, add sound effects with Soundly, and bring it all into CueCam as a cute little slide like this. Isn't that a good idea?